Don't forget me now, you hear? Brother dear, the cry comes from behind as he waits to the post-town crowd. At first Cain does not realize the person is addressing him and he walks home in search of a lodging for the night. But the cry comes again, all back clinging to him. Brother dear, big brother, this is puzzling. You last visited the town 8 years ago. There can be anyone here who know him. Wait, be back, don't go. His puzzlement begin to take on an eerie edge, for the voice addressing him as big brother can only belong to an old woman. Without letting his guard down, he threw slowly. Just as he threw, it is an old woman, dressed in the clothing of a young girl. The tiny old woman is looking straight at Caim with a bright smile on her face. I think you may have the wrong person, he said, allowing discomfort to show. No, I don't, she said, with a big shake of her head and an expanding smile. Your big brother Caim. What? What's wrong, Caim? Did you forget me? Well, I mean, he can't place her. Even if he were to succeed in doing so, he knows he has no acquaintance in this town. He wonders, could this be a chance to encounter with someone he once met on the road? But no, he's sure he doesn't recognize her. And the strangest of all, why should this woman look close enough to be his grandmother, addressing him as big brother? Don't pretend you don't know who I am, Cain. You're so mean. She yelled at him loud enough that people in the crowd stopped and stared at them. It is not just the fact that she's shouting, of course, people always have to shout to be heard in this crowded street. That alone will not attract attention. The woman's voice is different from a normal loud yell. It is like the innocent as a stray cry of a little girl who threw her whole body into a scream. People threw shocked expression on the old woman and quickly averted their eye. Their dismay is understandable. The woman has her stark white hair tied up with a colorful ribbon, and her dress is the same for her pattern and the floppy sleeve as a little girl. Many of the passersby look at the old woman with a mix of sympathy and pity on their face. Gradually, Cain begins to comprehend the situation. This old woman has simply lived too long. This is why the past, locked away in her memory, has become clearer to earth and the reality before her eyes. A middle-aged passerby tugs on Cain's elbow. If I were you, I would just walk away. Don't get involved with her, she will be nothing but trouble. It's true, said the wife by his side, nodding. You're a stranger here, so you don't know that this old woman is senile. You can ignore her, she will forget everything in 5 minutes. They may be right, but the fact is this old woman knows Cain's name, and the little girl part of her mind, she thinks of Cain as her big brother. He tries probing his distant memory. He spent no more than a few days here so long ago. He got to know very few people, and there can be any of those left who still remember him. When Cain goes on standing before the old woman, the nosy middle-aged couple become indignant. You try to be helpful, and what does it get you? Snorts the husband. Let them work it out themselves, as the wife. Let's just go, which they proceed to do. Winding up her voice from maximum shrillness, the woman calls out to them as they work out off enough. Don't forget me now, you hear? In that instant, Cain's memory makes the connection. The old woman greets his look of recognition with an expression of joy. Do you remember me now? She cried. I'm Shushu, it's me, Shushu. He does remember a little girl he met in this town 8 years ago. Perhaps 5 or 6 years old at the time. She was a precocious little thing whose lack of shyness with strangers came from her being the daughter of an innkeeper. Somewhere along the way she had probably picked up a fresh hair someone using, and so whenever I guess would depart after a number of days at the inn, instead of the standard goodbye or thank you, she would see the person off with a smiling chilly. Don't forget me now, you hear? Only now, when he's suddenly able to see the girl beneath the wrinkle, Cain must have his gaze from the old woman's face. What's wrong, you brother? He cannot bring himself to direct a Shushuvakan stare. 8 years have gone by. What can they talk about when a man who never ages meets a little girl from the distant past, who has aged too much? Let me through here, please, sorry, let me through here, please, forcing his way to the crowd. A young man rushes up to a shushing Kaima standing. Great grandmother, often we have to ask you not to go out without telling me. After scolding the old woman, he turns to Kaim with an apologetic bow. I'm terribly sorry if she's been a bother to you. She's old and gets senile. I hope you can forgive her. Shushu herself, however, angrily pursued deep and demanded to know. What are you talking about? I'm just staying with the broker Kaim. What's wrong with that? She peers at the young man and asks, who are you? The young man turned a sad gaze on Kaim and began to apologize again. With a pained smile, Kaim stopping. Kaim noted at the time it can be said that more heartbreaking for a life to be prolonged than for it to be cut short. Said that heartbreaking to a life may be, however, no one is there to temper on it. She just can't seem to get it to her head, so she sold, even if I hold the mirror up to her, she asked, who's that old lady? The young man was naming Cash further explained the situation to Kaim. She might forget that she ate breakfast, but her memories for a child can be clear, Isabella. Kaim nodded in silent understanding. Cash and Kaim sit on a bench in the town plaza, watching Shushu pick flower. She's apparently making a floral wreath for a long-lost big brother. But Lisa, do you have time for this? Are you in a hurry to get somewhere? No, I'm fine, don't worry. Thanks very much. He smiled for the first time and said, I haven't seen her this happy in ages. The young man seemed convinced that his great-grandmother has encountered Kaim, a person who resembles someone she knew as a child. Kaim noticed, he knew that Cash cannot and did not imagine the season of a person who never ages. Her heart has deteriorated lately. Whenever she had a fever, we wonder if this is going to be the end for her, and we prepare for the worst. But then she springs back. Sometimes we joke that her mind is so far gone she forgotten to die. Can you see the young man in profile? Crashed, as a gentle smile on his face. As he speaks of his great-grandmother, no doubt, when he was little she used to hold him and play with him. Grown up now, Cash watches over his great-grandmother like a parent watches his own child. He calls out to her, that's a nice great-grandmother, I haven't seen you with flower to read like that for a long time. Squatting the grass with a fistful of flower, Shushu answered, that's not true, I made a wreath for him yesterday. Then she said to Kaim, isn't that right, big brother? You wore it in your hair for me, didn't you? Kaim cupped his hand around his mouth and called back to her, I certainly did, it smells so nice. Shushu's face became a mass of joyful wrinkles, overcome with emotion. Cash bows his head. Kaim asked Cash, are you the one who take care of her? Me and my wife Cynthia. How about your parents, or even your grandparents, are they still living? Cash shrugged and said, I'm the only other member of my family left alive. His grandparents both died in an epidemic 20 years ago. His father lost his life in the war that enveloped this area 10 years ago. His mother, Shushu's granddaughter, aged more rapidly than her own mother, and the lamp of her life was snuffed out 5 years ago. So my great-grandmother has had to keep holding funeral over the years for her children and grandchildren. Before we noticed, she had become the oldest person in town. You must be lonely living that way, I'm sure, answered Kaim. It might even be a kindness of the gods to let people fade out mentally when they live too long. At least that's how I've come to see it lately. You will think she would feel lonely to be left behind that way, but she's not lonely at all. To live long means you have a lot of memories. It is not such a bad thing to live in the world of your memories during the last day of your life. Should you stand up around filled with flower? My brother Kaim, I'm going to make a flower wreath for you right now. And if I have any flower left over, I'll make one for the other person too. Kaim and Cash look at each other with bewildered smile. Why are you smiling like that? She asked. Are you two friends now? She already wrinkling the eyes, wide in surprise. Give that to manager for smile and collapse into the grass. Kasia starts to run for a doctor, but then Gabby's arm and moving back, saying, "You better stay with her." Enrique Cain, who can never truly know what it feels like to age, has been present for the very reason it counters death over the years. His experience tells him that Shushu will not recover this time. Shushu is lying on her back where she has fallen, and an umbrella of flower now spread over her chest. Her face wears a smile, was just amazing, but her Caim, I'll make you afraid for you right away. Her mind is still lingering among her memories of the past. She stay like this for the very end. Keep fighting with her mother, don't let go. Cash came to her and tearfully shouted encouragement, but she may not even realize that it's your own great grandson. "It's me, great mother, it's me, Cash. You've forgotten me, have you? I baited you last night. You knew who I was then, didn't you?" Cash appeared to her with all his might, but she showed a girlish smile on her lip, is departing for that distant world. "I'm going to be a father soon, great grandmother, remember? I told you last night, Cynthia has a baby inside. It's going to make you a great grandmother. Our family is going to grow. Another person with your flesh and blood." Still manages to grasp one on her fowl on her chest in her temporary finger. She starts toward Cash, and in a voice more than a whisper, she said, "Don't forget me now, you hear?" Cash doesn't understand. Indeed, how could I know that the little fish always used to speak long before he was born? Cain put his arm on Cash's shoulder and said, "Answer her." "I know what you mean, great grandmother. I won't forgive you. I will absolutely never forget you. I couldn't forget my own great grandmother. Don't forget me now, you hear? I won't forget you, great grandmother, believe me. I will also remember you. Don't forget me now, you hear?" Shushu crossed the line and laid her hand on the flower on her chest, as if she was groping there for something. She seemed almost to be trying to open the door where the memories are seared. A soft breeze moved over her, the flower adorning her chest, dancing in the wind along with her memories. Surely among those memories is the Cain of 8 years ago. Cain snatched one of the petals dancing in the wind and crushed it in the palm of his hand. Shushu will never open her eyes again. She has left on a journey to a world where there is no past or present. The only one she has left behind are Caim, who will go on living forever, and Cash is about to welcome a new life into the world. Clinging to her pose, Cash raised his testing face to look at Caim. "Thank you so much," he said to Caim the traveler. "Thank you, my great grandmother was so happy to be picking flowers at the very end." "No, it wasn't thanks to me," Caim asked. He crossed his fist over the petal in his hand and said to Cash, "I'm sure if she had made the right, she would have given it to your sweet new baby." Cash shyly cocked his head and muttered, "I hope you're right," but then smiling to his tears he declared, "I'm sure you are." "About that promise you made to her, be good and don't forget her." "No, of course not." People go on living and so are the remains of one's memory. With this gone, Cain began to walk slowly away. Behind him he heard Shushu's voice. "Don't forget me now, big brother Cain. You hear?" In the voice of the little girl from 8 years ago, ringing ever clear, sweet and innocent, declaring farewell to the man who will travel life forever.